Well, if that didn't all fix it, I don't know what will.
Ah, I've been expecting you.
Only one piece of the world pillar remains, in the hands of the Stone Mother herself. Worse, the temple has come under siege by elementals and giants. It's not a terrible leap of logic to assume they're acting by her will. Go out and meet the elementals in battle to the northwest. Work with Torin, Scar, and Norsolo to find a way to communicate with their leaders and seek out the World Pillar. We would prefer it be done peacefully, but we will do whatever we must to seal the rift. And we've already killed one Elemental Lord. I don't know about you guys, but I'm okay with killing another Elemental Lord. What do you guys think? Should we kill Therazane? I mean, we already killed her daughter, so, you know, not too much of a stretch of the imagination. Also, hi, Spirit. Hi, Zawan. Hi, Green. I like how we're just enlisting the plane of air here. That's just wonderful irony.
How you doing, man?
Hey, Mon. Wait, what? Did I? Yeah, okay. Thanks for coming. We weren't ready for this attack. We was expecting the Twilight Court, but not elementals. We got no idea what upset them so much they would turn on us like this. You haven't been out there killing them, have you? Listen, we might have killed a few, and a few others. Like I said,
so it is certain, then. These elementals were bound from Domat Stone only recently. Only an elemental lord could bind so many elementals so quickly.
Later.
It seems we're at war with the Stone Mother herself.
Yeah.
May the elements protect us.
You realize that when the elements are trying to kill you, saying, may the elements protect us, isn't the most logical, you know, whatever. There be nothing chaotic about this attack. The elementals and giants be organizing against us. Seems that somehow we've earned the ire of Therazane herself. When the attack started, we pushed out the field as quickly as we could. Their forces were deep and endless. We underestimated them. And now some of our best shaman be stranded out there, exhausted,
So
far
it is
from
certain.
Shut up! We're fortunate those giants be having such bad aim. Luck to be favoring them eventually, though. We need to get them off the battlefield, but I don't be thinking taking them head on would be very smart. Take this grappling line, get a good hold on the ankles, and pull the ground out from under them. Once they're underground, they should be easy to finish off. And hi, Anthony. And hi, Spawn. Lunch was okay. I did eat right. Yes, I did. Sorry, I was doing a lot of stuff all offline. Elementals are chaotic by nature, but this kind of organized aggression's out of character. More so down here where their deaths are more permanent. I suspect this is Therazane the Stone Mother's doing, but I have to be sure. Spoilers, it's Therazane the Stone Mother's doing. Totally not our fault for killing them left and right, we swear. Look, we had good reason for it. I ate frozen taquitos. I did not have a real meal. I had microwave stuff. So we'll go ahead and grab some of those cores there. Coursing with ire. Death. Down you come. Yes, we're literally AT-ATing these guys. I like this. Where can I get some of those ropes? That was brilliant. Yeah, I know, right? Now resume. If only there was something truly chaotic we could all adhere to. Something that would be a universal constant, if you will. Oh, I guess I could turn the sound back on now that we're not near Miss Spoilery McSpoiler Pants. Which element would I choose? And would you be? And your personality would be changed. The element I choose. Duh! There's an option, right? Down you go. Clunk. Oh. By the way, that's Mile
I
Run,
was born to fly.
who we just saved there. Along with Winter Bluff and Dim Blaze. But Mile Run is the only one we recognize so far. So I thought I'd point it out. Capable of empathy. That's true. Just like I am capable of winning the lottery. Hang on, I need to look something up real quick. Come on. Ah, right. Because of that issue. Yeah, whatever. Here we go, okay. So, I can be passionate and furious, stable and stubborn, brave and naive, cunning and insane, or tranquil and indecisive. I could technically also be efficient and ruthless. That would be death, by the way. We'll go with fire. I'm already one step into that one anyways.
Who you be?
Thank you, Paladin. Many Elden Ring all your lives this day.
Okie dokie. See ya later.
Hello, man.
We'd never been claiming a great friendship with the Elemental Lords, but we still be trusting a bit of security in the chaos. As long as they be maintaining unorganized, we've been having little to no fear. The Stone Mothers truly rallying the earth against us. We be having a great more to be feared. These are surprisingly good condition. Good work, man.
Spirits be with you, man.
So it is certain.
Yeah, okay, so we already heard this. Have you seen the looming giant in the distance to the northeast? That's Bodin the Imposing, one of the Saint Stone Mother's Stone Lords. We've been knowing little of the Stone Lords, but Bodin is not known to be very level-headed. Sadly, he seems to be the one leading this assault, so he's the one we be confronting. Take this proclamation to him, read it aloud on behalf of the Elden Ring. I know it'd be a bit of a stretch to think words will settle this, but we have to try. We will kill you without reason. Please don't kill us without reason. Yeah, I'd rather not be any more insane than I already am, so I'm sorry. There he is. Alright, Bodin. I'm not sure really what the Constellar are. Unless they're... It sounds like they're a race that the Titans found. Either that or... You know, they're a race that they crafted, one of the two. Bodin the Imposing, I come on behalf of the Earthen Ring. We wish your kind no harm. We seek to repair the rift between our worlds. Why do you attack us?
Did you mistake me for Diamant? Or perhaps some whimpering, compliant stone trod who cares? If you seek peace, relinquish the World Pillar and leave Deepholm. This is our realm. Your only welcome here shall be found underneath my stone foot.
Ugh. Oof. Okay. That, was not the most successful diplomatic maneuver we've ever had. Ironically, it was also not the least successful.
Don't be shy.
Yeah, man, that's about the reaction we were expecting. He mentioned Diamant, though. Perhaps if the two don't get along, this Diamant be a little less brash than Bodin. At least it's something. Let me see if I can get to Earth to tell me where do we find in this Diamant. She reaches into the ground into an attempt to discern Diamant's location, but jumps back in shock after a moment. Oh, that was unexpected. Diamant ain't far at all. When I reached back out to him, he spoke to me and told me where we could be finding him. Head towards the northeastern edge of the jagged wastes. Be careful. It may be unlike the Earth to lay an ambush, but it was unlike the Earth to siege the temple in the first place.
Later.
Let's go see if we can find this diamant, shall we? Oh, there he is. The patient, as opposed to the imposing. This is a side. I know these are not new creatures, but I've always loved these gemstone outgrowths out of the rock giants. It just looks cool. You must be the blood elf I was expecting, Octavian. You've come on behalf of the Earthen Ringland. Among the Twilight cult are magics that threaten us greatly. We have every desire to wipe their existence from our home. We are divided, so we cannot. So I watch and wait. I would apologize for Bowden, but stone is stubborn. Does not sway from its ways without the wear of time. The Stone Lords, Bowden and I among them, are charged with retrieving the Stone Pillar, the World Pillar. In that we are at odds. I would extend my patience upon you, Blood Elf. Prove you're no ally of the cult of Deathwing. Carry our hatred upon them. Strike swiftly where we cannot. Succeed, and I will listen. The Twilight cult are mining jade crystals near their camp. Foolish. Reckless. Gather the mined crystals. Give them to Octavian, because it is apparently Octavian's birthday. Happy birthday, Octavian. Shatter them against the ground. The reverberations and power of the crystals will bring the tunnelers upon them. Peace. They will learn respect for the earth. Piece by piece. Rock by rock. With time. Also, this guy.
Listen, the Twilight cultists are taking my rocklings among them. They drain them, torture them, strip them of the essence, and animate them from the stone. Please, free my rocklings. Neither Diamant nor I have the delicacy to smash their chains without hurting them as well. But you are a tiny, fleshy, worthless, terrible thing. You can do it. We can't because we're too awesome for you.
Sorry, I have nothing to give you, Octavian, but my well wishes. I hope you have a good birthday. I hope you're doing something fun today. Birthdays should be enjoyed. Be free! Aren't they so cute, the tiny little rocklings? Okay, so hybrid element. Let me think about that for a minute. I like how we're killing the slaves, too, by the way. I mean, I don't think stone gives a damn. But, you know. No, run this way. Aw. Aw. Yes, the blessing of flesh. Also, ew. Alright. Hang on, I gotta look them up again. Ah! To compare side by side here. There's Sargeras destroying a planet. Funny how I keep opening this book to that picture. It's like it's talking to me. Telling me that I must destroy this wretched world. Hope you enjoy it, Octavian. Okay, so I have to get the benefits and the detriments. So I could be passionately stable, or passionately cunning, or passionately tranquil, or passionately brave. But also furiously naive. You know, why don't we go with... By the way, Octavian, all I'm going to say is I liked the film. All I'm going to say about it. I also think people who are calling it the worst superhero movie ever made are idiots. But that's just me. Let's see. Bravery and... How about... Well, I like the idea of lightning and cold. So we'll be cunningly tranquil and indecisively insane. How's that sound? And I will not talk otherwise about the movie here, personally. I will admit I feel like it's a Pirates of the Caribbean 3 situation, though. If you don't know what I mean by that, Pirates of the Caribbean 3 is actually my favorite Pirates movie of the 4. Now, I say that as a weird thing because approximately the rest of the universe has seemed to, at least if you look at reviews and popular people, if you ever bring it up in conversation, people will say how the third movie was the worst of the Air, is the one, was the worst of the Pirates movies. So, again, me and the world do not agree on this one. Not the first time that's been true. Is that 6? No, it's 5. One more guy to save. I like how they've just got the branding of the Twilight's Hammer here. I sometimes wonder where that term came from. Twilight's Hammer. Why did they initially call themselves that? Remember, there was no old gods involved when they first founded the Twilight's Hammer. Okay. So, fire and earth sounds like the one? In all seriousness, I didn't pick spirit because I imagined you would disallow it. But, you know. Yeah. Spirit's negativity, naivete, is something I think I could live with. Since I kind of already got that going on. Spirit earth would be interesting. Anyways. Why do you call yourself the Blood Death Organization? Well, because we thought it'd sound cool. And what do? Well, we give out fluffy puppies and kittens to orphans. You are a generous blood elf. You give back to the earth that offers you so much. You have my respect. You'll surely have the respect of the Stone Lords in time. Yeah, sure I will. These guys don't change their mind quickly. Exactly, Zoan. I have observed you. Bravery, Zoan. Blood elf. You do not fear shedding twilight blood. In this, I am willing to extend you some degree of trust. It is a start. All things in time. Time brings respect to all. The smallest pebble. The largest mountain, the most stubborn reach network. There is a task I can set before you. It is a dangerous task. Completing it will help impress the more stubborn Stone Lords. To the northwest is the Scoured Reach. Severe winds batter the rock and hide the true living threat beneath. Within the Scoured Reach are gyre worms. They devour rock and move through it as if it was water. They do the same thing to our rocky skin. Find Felson the Enduring. Have him direct you to the crumbling depths. Basically, yes, Reach. So this is a cool looking area. This is what you get when you have an area that's consistently being mined out by rockworms, which can tunnel through the earth. That's a good question, Zoan. Oh.
Prove yourself fleshly. The crumbling depths lie northeast. The stone you seek is within.
Okay. I like his design, by the way. Unlike the other Stone Titan things, or Stone Colossi, he is not rock with gemstone jags out of him. He is actually a gemstone colossal with rocks jutting out of him. I like that variance. I'm gonna say possibly Zawan, but only if my theory about Twilight is correct. Also, that's true, Fel energies can do things they shouldn't be able to. We've seen non-coherent energies combined thanks to Fel, so I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. The ground rumbles as you approach the cave. This looks to be the entrance that Diamant and Felsen spoke of. The ground trembles slightly, and the low, familiar voice of Diamant speaks as if from the stone itself. Well done, Blood Elf. Within the tunnels below, you will find the stone you seek, Painite. The dangers are many, dangers the Stone Lords themselves fear. Remain steady, remain strong. The strength of the rock itself is beneath your feet. Alright, hands up. While doing these dailies, how many people got caught by this thing? And I'll raise my hand, because I totally did too. Yeah. Run. Run. I think it's possible, but I'm not going to try it. Run. Well, I hope you continue to enjoy Mass Effect 2 Reach. Interesting facet about this place, and a few other locations within here, actually, some of the caves we go into. There are actually things that look a lot like they were crafted in here. It's not insta-kill, it just tosses you around for a bunch. I only mention that because, again, I find myself wondering how much of this place, like, was carved this way by time and the elements, and how much of it was deliberately designed this way by the Keepers. Aha! This is the stone. You've done as I asked. Turn back and escape the cave in one piece. Do not forget the gemstone. Diamant, the patient, the timeless, the long-winded. Ahem. Painite chunk. Even its facets have facets. This is certainly very valuable to the right person. I wonder if I could find a goblin who would, you know, could tell me about what I could get for this thing. What do you guys think? Should we try and hawk this thing rather than take it back to the Stone Lord? I mean, yeah, we're trying to save the entire planet and 4 elemental planes at the same time. But, I mean, you know, just... No, I think he's just my kind of guy, Reach. Here, I'll show you what happens, by the way. Ah, it's eating me. You can kind of see me in the middle of it there. Ugh, okay. Yeah, I was thinking of that too, Nathrazim. Zul'Harrak is a Fel void, which should not be possible, but there it is. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say that I think a multi-elemental that has been glued together with Fel is possible. And is horrible. I would definitely call it an abomination. Also... it spit me out, Reach. It doesn't have the ability to do the other thing. There we go. You know what? I don't want to say anything about that. Certain things in Legion make me think that too. There, that's all I'm going to say about that. So here's a question for you guys. You have to pick one of the elemental planes to live in, permanently. You will never leave it. You will always be here for the rest of your life. Which of the 4 do you pick? We've seen all 4 of them on camera now, so I can say that fairly simply. You're alive. Good. Do you have the gemstone? Well done, fleshlings. The gyre worms are among our most dangerous enemies. The Stone Lords have had trouble... shall have trouble not turning their heads to this accomplishment.
Is this the one you are wasting your time with, Diamant?
That's Therazane.
Wasted, Stone Mother. It has been very useful. It stands to reason that it may be here for exactly the reasons it says it is.
Then you take responsibility for its actions, Stone Lord. You will be the one answering to me when it shows its true intent. And you, Fleshling, consider for a moment that you are entirely surrounded by rock in this place. The very earth you walk on bends to my will. If you betray us, there will be no escape for you. I will crush your body so slowly that you shall hear every single one of your bones break. I'm glad we had this talk.
Yeah, me too. Thanks, Therazane. Keep cool.
You still have much to prove. But you brought the stone. That is an excellent start.
Yes, it does, Prometheus.
The other Stone Lords have already heard my words. They should show you a degree of trust. At least enough so that you can prove yourself.
So could you stop attacking the Earth Temple while I prove myself? Because, like, not only are you dying, but we're kind of trying to fix the worlds here, so... Anyways, no, Necro, a ice elemental is still an ice creature is still a water elemental. A lightning elemental is still a wind elemental, that kind of thing. They rather clearly divide it up into the 5. Without having the in-between things that some settings do. Oh, and in response to Schmidolf, we'll assume that, yes, the elementals of the plane and the other creatures of the plane are totally cool with you being there. So it is a friendly domain. It's just, you're stuck here for the rest of your life. Her daughter was in Maradun, yes, and now, well, in lore, she's dead. Obviously, she's still there in boss if you want to go rerun Maradun. I don't know, I haven't seen any application of decay as an element in anything ever other than that one thing, so I question its existence. But I will acquiesce that there are 6 elementals. The only reason I include spirit is because it's actually relevant. The other 4 are very prevalent. Decay hasn't come up yet. Maybe it'll come up in the future books. I don't know. Moving on. Your intentions appear true. I will impress the other Stone Lords with my wary trust. With this, they should speak to you. More importantly, they should listen. Earning their favor may take time. Earning the Stone Mother's favor may take more time. Time is a potent offering, so be generous with it. Among the shuddering spires to the northwest, you'll find Kor, the immovable. He is evenly tempered. His situation lends itself well towards seeking outside aid. I don't think we've ever seen a spiritual elemental off the top of my head. I only mention it because the whole existence of spirit as an element is the balancing act of the other 4, as we already discussed earlier. So yeah, for those of you not aware, Therazane is a little bit wary of us because we've killed her daughter. We'll just start with that. We also sort of accidentally were murdering her people to absorb their energy. We also kind of helped the Earthen defeat them, as I mentioned earlier. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a reason he's called the Immovable. It's not just a cute title, in Kor's case. Diamant says you're to be trusted. Diamant is patient and wise, so I shall allow you to prove yourself. As it happens, I could use hands that are more mobile. That could be Necro. Loa could literally be spirit elementals. Deepholm was a slow, quiet place, always alive, steadily moving, never rushed. In this time, I strived to become one with the earth, and to a large degree, I succeeded. Later, the Earth Warder returned, injured. He did not upset the balance at first. He'd stayed here before, and we knew of him. The shift did not truly begin until the Twilight cult
joined him. The flayers have gone crazed with hunger. Their digging was once tempered and moderate. Now their hunger cannot be quenched. They grow murderously violent. The flayers have turned on my sons. They overwhelm them. Kill them, it must stop. Kill the flayers. They serve no purpose to Earth. Their passing will not be missed. I like that idea, Reach, by the way. Among the shuddering spires are crystals, white, chalky crystals. We absorb these crystals into our skin to cleanse and purify us. I do not stride amongst the stones any longer. I am one with the earth. Yes, I can tell there, buddy. This carries many boons, but I can no longer retrieve crystals for myself. Bring me the crystals that I might be stronger. Carry them away from the flayers, away from my sons. This honor should be mine. Death to the... Yes, Zoan. We actually talked about that earlier, too. But yes.
Hey, Blood Elf. If you would act in service of the Stone Lords, there are those that might aid you. Watch for the Stonebound. They lie dormant around the shuddering spires. It should not make much prompting to bind them into service against the flayers. Excuse me, re-bind them. I have to admit, this is probably one of my favorite of the Stone Lords. He's literally in the earth. And knowing how these guys gotta think, I imagine he didn't dig himself down. I imagine he stood here and refused to move while the earth moved around him. Like pushing back against the slow shift of the plates and whatnot. Be bound. No more resting. For the angry dead. That is also possible, Pethrazim. I will acquiesce to the possibility that he was like... Well, there is one distinct difference we know of, Zoan. The anima that is in Titan Forged. Hello, Toby Trigger. What's up? And we know the anima's there because we literally see it in Raw Den, and they mention it kind of in a sort of a teasing way throughout Pandaria. The implication is that most Titan Forged, and especially the Keepers, actually have anima within them, underneath their stone and metal exterior. And it makes sense, at least to me, admittedly. I am apparently full of crap, though, according to one of my recent viewers, so... I like that idea, Reach. His sons are like, did you just hear Dad? Yeah, he said something about killing us. Again? Because these are Earth Elementals, so they're like, ugh, really? Really? Okay, fine. Come on, Dad, kill us again. Although, in fairness, it wouldn't be like that. Oh, that's an interesting question. Clearly, we need to take over the anima pits and find out for ourselves. Excuse me. Well, I have a theory about that. I've often theorized that most of the non-chaotic creatures cannot actually, to use Warcraft terms, do not actually have freedom of will, right? So they can only act within the bounds of their programming, okay? And I've argued before that probably that whole freedom of will thing is one of the reasons why we can actually do stuff. Vita, or Vitae, if you prefer, so on. V-I-T-A, either way. So it's, now, we know that elementals are natural things, not created things like the Keepers were. However, I've often noticed that the elementals don't really think outside of their limitations like other creatures do.
what I mean by this is I'm interested to think about the possibility of a Earth Elemental or whatever. Thanks, Winter. That it would basically give it the ability of complete freedom of will. I don't know what else to call that. How many zones left total of everything? One... 14, sounds like. Animus is bloop, bloop, bloop. Vita is... I hope that answers your question, Zoan. Oh, and Kata only. After Deepholm moved to be doing, it's Pebble. Pebble! Hi, Pebble. After, it is possible to fail them only temporarily, Toby. In which case you just retry them. In Kata, we only have the Twilight Highlands and then the dungeons and raids at the end to do. So, we're approaching the end of Kata quite swiftly. Ooh, I feel like I'm missing. So we did Oldham, we did Vashir, we did Hyjal, and then there's Deepholm. Yeah, I guess that's it. Yeah, we don't even talk about him, Psychotic. He's not even here. I don't think that would work, Reach. It's kind of unlikely. Because, you know, he's... Hey, Pebble. A minuscule elemental seems to have taken a liking to you. Okay. Crystal? He looks up at you expectantly. You notice a large crystal formation towards the middle of the spires. You should take him there. Okay. Come on, Pebble. Come, Pebble. I did these dailies for so long to get Pebble. See, for those of you not aware, you had to do Pebble's dailies 10 times to get him. And that sounds ridiculous. That's, I mean, or easy, right? You're probably thinking, whatever, do a daily for 10 days? No, see, here's the thing. His daily isn't up every day. So you had to check every day to see if his daily was up. And if it wasn't, then oh well. Yeah, it took closer to like a month and a half to get all 10 things for me. He sees the crystal and excitedly runs towards them. Nom 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 nom. Oh god, gorgeous. I'll defend you, Pebbles. And for my proof, by the way. There he is. Pebbles! An adventurous little elemental. Pebble escaped the hungry gyreworms in the crumbling caverns, braved the emptiness of the twisting nether, and ultimately found himself rescued from your mailbox. Pebbles is absolutely adorable. I mean, not just the way he looks, the way he acts. He's got that cute little innocent creature thing going for him. He's like, crystals, please? Please? Like, just imagine his tiny little eyes getting really big and wide and adorable looking. Yay! The stones in Pebble's body bounce up and down happily. He seems very appreciative. Pebble looks around, excited by something. After a few seconds of fusion, he stops and looks up at you with big, glowy gem eyes. Hungry? Try as you might, there's no resisting those eyes. Maybe Core knows what mini-elementals like to eat. It actually calls them mini-mentals instead of elementals, you know. He is so cute! He's one of the only pets I didn't rename, because I rename a lot of my pets. I guess that's a lie. He's one of the only pets that I care about that I didn't rename. There we go. There we go. You've made a friend, have you? Are you certain you want to feed him? He may become attached. Oh, did you do the favor I asked? Did you bring the crystals? Oh, invigorating. Do I just toss them into your mouth? Here, just don't bite down on my hand. That's all I ask. It's like feeding a T-Rex. It's okay. There we go. Okay. Petrified bats. Elementals of that size are picky. You're not likely to find anything better easily. To the east are basilisks. They petrify stone bats that fly too close to the ground and snack on them when they grow hungry. You may find bats scattered around their territory. I must warn you, if you show that little elemental too much attention, you're unlikely to be rid of it. It can be very needy. But he's so cute! I have one more favor to ask, Fleshling. There is a basilisk much larger and older than the rest. Although we normally fear nothing from their kind, this one has become so potent as to petrify some of my sons. This cannot be abided. I have not, Zoan. I like the idea, Reach, of, like, him giving you the... Whoops, wrong direction. Him giving you the quest, and, like, you hit decline, but you can't. Like, clicking it does nothing. You're auto-accepting the quest, and there's nothing you can do about it. By the way, I like the idea of feeding something petrified bats. That's such a specific grouping of food. Like, I'm a little curious about that, actually. Is that a common thing? Bats that have been petrified, you know? Oh, are you referring to Ragnaros, Zoan? I mean, there are bats. You can see them right there. They're elemental bats. They're stone bats. And then they get petrified, and then they get eaten. What does a petrified stone bat taste like, I wonder? And this is Azeroth, so, I mean, we can eat anything here. We just need to magically enchant our teeth. And mouths, and gums, and stomach lining, and other things we're not going to talk about in polite company. Oof, that's a large pillar that was knocked over. Look at that, wow. I like how the pillar was knocked over and smashed, and the debris from the pillar is just kind of hovering there, rather than, you know... Yeah. Yeah, that's the one I thought was the one. I was actually thinking about making a deck around that idea. A very, very heavy gear-based deck. I have no idea is the one. I was hoping they would reveal more about it in, like, flavor text or something to explain how Ragnaros suddenly became of the light. Like a light elemental? Is that a thing? I don't know. That could be psychotic. That could be their only reasoning. To staunch the blood. The rivers... Oh my god, that's the rivers of blood Garrosh was talking about, guys. It all makes sense. I like how callous this guy is, by the way. He doesn't send us to save his sons, who are petrified, and will probably spend the rest of their lives going, oh, can't move. Nope, he sends us to kill the person who did it. Is that... Serenite? Why would there be Serenite in the elemental plane of Earth? Pebbles starts to look at you. His eyes glow faintly, growing rounder and larger every moment. Oh! He leaps upon the tile of petrified bats and rolls around in them, seeming to forget that you exist entirely. Maybe it's for the best, if Core's warnings are to be trusted. See you around, Pebble. By which I mean... welcome to the party, Pebble. Okay, let me resummon you here. Come on. There we go. Pebble is now with us forever. Yeah, no kidding, psychotic. Dig, dig, dig. What's this? Another dimension! Dig, dig, dig. I have no idea, Gnarlix. Really, I don't. I'm assuming they'll have some explanation for it other than, it's Hearthstone, we don't need lore. Thank you, Blood Elf. You've done all that I can ask of you. I shall impart my favor for you to the Stone Mother. May the stone beneath your feet hold you steady during your quest for the World Pillar. Nearby, to the north, you'll find Terath the Steady. He is taken upon the task of pulling the stone dragons back into the fold. We find ourselves repeating this trial every few hundred years. The stone dragons are fickle and bend only to strength. Terath is balanced, reasonable, but his goals may not be easily accomplished. Go to him. Appeal to the more balanced side of the Stone Mother. To the east of the Crimson Expanse, you'll find Gorsic. He embodies the more unstable, violent nature of our kind. He is neither friendly nor trusting, but his word carries weight. Proving yourself to Gorsic will go a long way towards proving yourself to the Stone Mother. So yeah, there's no gameplay benefit to a pet. It doesn't change anything about the primary gameplay. It is effectively a completely segregate minigame. You don't get any game benefits of the minigame whatsoever. So it's something you can have to, you know, to follow you around. In fact, a lot of people carried pets around with them. A lot of them carried pets around with them just because they were pets, because they were cosmetic. But otherwise, nothing. Opal. I like Opal. There's another cool looking one. Look at him. Favorite deck type? Well, I know what control is. I don't know what mid-range is. I know what aggro is. I have no idea what tempo and combo are. So, there's your answer. Greetings, Blood Elf. I have been told of your coming. If you wish to aid me, perhaps I can be of aid to you as well. When Deathwing came, the stone dragons flocked to him. In his absence, they are again without purpose. They swarm and feed on our kin. I have bound dozens of opalescent guardians, but am unable to lead them from the safety of cover. I need someone more swift, as I suspect you might be. Lead them by ground towards Therazane's throne to the east. Surely some will not make it, but as long as you keep moving, you should be able to bring several to join our forces there. Let's do it.
Be swift. The stone dragons will not give up easily.
Come on. Come on, guys. I do have the white kitten, Psychotic. I got it on my horde, too. So, aggro control. I think I have an idea what control means, just based on the title. Doesn't tell me what tempo and combo are, still. Yep. Sorry. Too fast. I know, right, Gnarlix? Nobody cares about Hogger. There you go. Good boys. Yeah, by the way, this is equivalent to the Nagrand of Kata, which is funny. Ugh. The only other real spot is the Twilight Islands, at least in my experience. The most valuable thing I own in WoW? Define value. Like, I mean, because in terms of gold, that's something that was given to me. That would be this thing, which is 150,000 gold. That's a freaking lot. In terms of sheer rarity, honestly, this bear you're looking at right here might be one of the most rare and valuable things I have. I also have the Undying title. Trying to think what else I have that is very valuable. I also have... I forget which one it is. We talked about this item. Is it... I know Champion of Ulduar, I think. And Champion of the Naru, I believe, is the other one that you can't get anymore. I have the title of the Black Harvest on my Warlock. Oh, God, no. There's no way, Meter Madeira. I mean, I guess I could start it? No, it's Monday. I have to cut off early, so I can't do that today. I should get going. Well done! Of my main strength, speed is not one of them. When the stone dragons bow only to strength. When we have punished them enough, they will bend back to our will. I have sent many of my strongest giants into the fields to the west. They will bring the drake to the ground. You will see it, that they do not take wing again after they fail. Hey, Chuthu. What's up? It is now time to draw the Broodmother's attention. To do so, we will need a mallet that the Trogs use when making offerings to her. Seek out the stone Trog beast tamers that are attempting to tame basilisks in the southern portions of the Pale Roost. You will find a mallet on their corpse. Sorry. Have you thought about mixing and matching any of the red Lightbringer, the red tier 1 equivalent that's in BC, into it? The whole suit as a whole looks kind of ridiculous, but bits and pieces of it match red suits pretty well, I've noticed. I don't know. The type of deck I tend to lean towards making in Hearthstone so far, keeping in mind I haven't really done a whole lot of deck card examination yet, is the idea of a creature-heavy deck that centers around creatures that balance each other out and constantly maintain a wall of death while whittling down the enemy and slowly building up. Long-term, basically. Yes, I did, Zawan. Well, that's my suggestion, Lusab. And hey, Taicho. Well, yes, we are still commencing. We have not yet ceased. We are actually approaching the end of Kata, finally. There you are. My mount's fine. He can get up. I've got heals, I think. I couldn't heal the guy whose guts were literally pouring out of him, but I mean, hopefully I can heal, you know, my mount. I like how Zawan and Norlex disagree. I don't know what Rouge is, but Rogue is certainly its own thing over there. Sorry, I can't resist. Not just fast, it seems. You have some bite in you. Well done, Paladin. Did you find a mallet? Ooh, glorious. We will deal a blow to the stone dragons they will remember for the next 100 years. On the western edge of the Pale Roost, you'll find a resonating crystal. Strike it with the mallet, and the Broodmother will come. Be ready for battle. I will be there to aid you, but she will not be easy to overcome. You might have to hit her twice, instead of the usual once. So there's an interesting idea. What Toby just mentioned is something that I've actually considered myself. Anyone here ever play Final Fantasy XI? Genuine question. Bwong. Ah, this quest. This is a daily, too. But this can be a daily, I should say. Up we go. Up we go. Yep.
You've strayed too far from the Stone Mother's gaze, dragon. It is time that you be put in your place.
Thanks for resetting my progress, buddy. After Kata? Yes, Meter Madeira. We're going straight to Pandaria after Kata. And I'm looking forward to it. This is actually kind of a cool quest. You have to hop between these. He has an ability that literally will, well, obviously, as you can see there, it'll do a ton of damage to a rock. He can actually destroy the rocks, too. And if you don't get off them, then you go plummeting.
She submits. Well done, fleshling.
Yay. Can I get off this floating rock yet? Is that a thing I'm allowed? Hello, Zero. Impressive, fleshling. You are far more capable than I initially assumed. I will extend that sentiment to the Stone Mother as well. Yeah, Pandaria lore-wise is by far the best expansion for just raw lore. For the sheer amount of backstory and story progression and world building and culture and Yeah, it's all over the place in Pandaria. It's probably one of the reasons it's my favorite expansion. I don't really have Winds of One. In my mind, they're not really different in terms of hero power. And I don't know the different class cards well enough to distinguish. Oh, so FF11. For those of you not aware, there was this thing. I'm going to just make up words here because I don't remember the original words. So let's say we've got a warrior, a rogue, a mage, and a priest, okay? And the warrior is like, bam, I hit you with this ability. The rest of the party would be like, hey, we've got this ability, he's got this ability up. We can use this other ability in conjunction with that. And we'll do this, and then we'll do this, and we'll add to it. And it was actually kind of complicated, so I am explaining it very, very poorly. Forgive me. But it was basically triple text. It was the Chrono Trigger thing in an MMO. And to my knowledge, very few other MMOs have ever actually tried the whole triple tech or double tech concept. Now, I've actually thought about this before. I like the idea of having synergy. That was what it was called, synergy. I like the idea of having double text or triple text or whatever to World of Warcraft, and I could even tell you how it would work. Same general concept. I hit with blah. Very, very, very briefly, Zone. It doesn't really count, no. I hit with blah, and that makes it vulnerable to, say, any kind of combination attack of this type. So, like, this guy can do this one, or this guy can do this one, right? And every class has, or every spec has different types of attacks they can do. We'll just call them, like, red, blue, green. How's that sound? So you open it up, and anyone who has a red attack could add to the red attack, and anyone who has a blue attack could add to the blue attack. Now, the catch, the way you could really make this cool, is if you had some way so that, like, it would anybody could do it. So you've got, like, maybe a full 2 seconds to add to the combo attack. But if you do it quickly, like within a band of range there, it actually has more impact. Maybe not more damage, but definitely more impact to reward people for actually being on the ball, but not to punish them for not being on the ball, per se, if you follow. A little boost. And the way I would do it, though, again, going more towards the Chrono Trigger style thing, rather than just being bonus damage, which is boring, why not have it be like a whole new ability, like X-Strike in Chrono Trigger. So, like, I hit this and this, hit this, and our characters just kind of go FWONG! And a completely separate attack is done based on that. And we could use that for positioning, or we could use that for free maneuvering, that kind of a thing, There's a lot you could do with a system like that. I doubt they'd ever implement it, though. That would be a pain and insane to balance. Forgive me, my back's really bothering me today. My favorite game of all time is Final Fantasy VI, and I am utterly unashamed to admit that. End boss of Legion, there's a lot I'd like to be the end boss of Legion, but let's be honest, it's probably going to be the expected answer of Kill Jaden. Yeah, that kind of a thing. Meter Madeira. And then... So anyways, let's talk to Gorsic, the Tumultuous. Yeah, that makes sense, Gnarlex. You are Diamant's chosen, so small, so fragile. Do you realize your actions shall be the basis by which your entire earthen ring is judged? Do you truly think you can stand for so many? Well, it wouldn't be the first time. You are a fool! A confident fool. We'll see if you are a capable fool as well. Actually, New Game Plus is not actually a new concept in MMOs. It's just taken a few weird aspects. We've actually talked about New Game Plus. Hang on, let me do these quests, then we'll talk about New Game Plus. My brothers are strong, but my brothers are passive. Change does not occur without movement, contention, violence. Our enemies live this, whether they fully realize it or not. The passive nature of my brothers makes them weak and vulnerable to new enemies. Not I! I have no fear of change. I will tear at the ground and move the mountains. I embrace change. The rift to your world has poisoned our home, corrupted it, polluted it. The expanse festers and grows. It becomes difficult to even see the purity of the rock beneath this filth. If you are here to lend your aid, go about cleansing the overgrowth. Look for the great... blah, 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 blah. The fungal behemoths that surround us have succumbed to a weakness very similar to that affects your kind. Their skin has gone soft. They no longer belong with the stone. Kill them! We do not wish to see this infection spread. Fleshling. Some of your kind skitter amongst the rock. Too cowardly to approach, too swift to be crushed. If you wish my favor, deal with them! I tire of these games! Okay, jeez. So let's talk about New Game Plus. My sister and I actually had a very lengthy discussion once upon a time about... and Ms., a good friend of mine, had a very lengthy discussion once about how we would add New Game Plus to WoW specifically. The way we thought of it was we could use it to sort of revitalize the old... I am too, in all honesty, I don't even play it, and I'm sad about that. We could revitalize the old concept of prestige classes, basically, from doing so. For example, let's say you get a character to, well, at the time it was 70. So you get a character to max level, or whatever requirement is, that, is deemed acceptable. And in so doing, you can then New Game Plus, and rather than making, like there was ways we were thinking about multi-classing. For example, let's say you've pushed a shaman to 70. Or 100, I guess, was what it would be now. And you want to, you want to New Game Plus because you want to play a enhancement shaman who is mixed with the abilities of, say, a rogue, a subtlety rogue, specifically. So you New Game Plus, and then you re-roll yourself as a rogue, basically, except you still have some of the abilities and benefits of the enhancement shaman. Very similar to Final Fantasy V or Final Fantasy Tactics or Bravely Default, if you've ever played any of those games. The idea that you can't completely hybridize the classes, but you can have, say, some of the benefits of one class mixing with the primary class of another. So you're always going to be a primary class of blah, but then you can be a primary class of blah who also has these passive abilities or gameplay mechanics or actual active abilities of another class. Yeah, FF14 is another thing that does that same methodology. And so this actually came up when we were talking about hybridization, how we could have a class system in World of Warcraft. But it tied into that New Game Plus idea because the whole point was to give you a benefit for basically taking your character and hitting the button on that character. Like what do you carry forward into a New Game Plus in an MMO, right? You don't want to lose your progress. But losing your level, well, that's a little bit of an easier thing. But you can't equip the same gear because of the nature of how, gear item requirements work. So, and admittedly, heirloom gear is kind of similar to a New Game Plus, the way that works out. Yep, over there. Just spitballing, really. Food for thought. There they are. Hello, little earthen ring.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
Well, it's good to see you again, sister. I see your efforts go well. The Stone Lords appear to be showing you some degree of trust. We've come to help. We might be of some aid in tracking down the source of this sudden growth. I suspect your giant friend's aggressions are focused in the wrong direction. I'm no druid, but some of these mushrooms do not look to be naturally occurring. I know that our Stone Lord friend over there is eager to blame this exposure on Azeroth, but I suspect more domestic causes. I saw some clouds of red mist to the northeast, near the water's edge. They seem to be spurring on new growth in their wake. Take one of my wind devils with you. Again with the wind elementals. Why are we still using wind elementals? Yep, I should turn in the quest. I've had that problem in the past, at certain places I've lived in. That is one of the nice things about the digital age. In the sticks doesn't matter as much as it used to. You have appealed to Diamant. He is trusting, patient, perhaps too much so. You have much to prove if you want my favor, Blood Elf. Still, this is a start. You carry with you a certain degree of potency. I can respect that for strength. But I like how he's constantly, earthquaking, basically, just sitting there. It's a nice touch. Anyways, my concerns are not yet abated. Not for the source of the overgrowth. And not for you! Well, okay, but I got other things to deal with right now, so bye. So, do you mind elaborating Get Faster? Or is it just similar to what I just talked about? One other thing they could do, and it's funny because they're technically doing this in Legion just to a much smaller extent, One of the things they could theoretically do... Is there no red Mr. Archer? Is they could have, each time you re-roll, basically... There we go. What? But how is it not... Do I need more? Hey, you, Wind Devil. Whatever. Rather than, like, you know, re-leveling to gain, you know, stat bonuses like a hybrid system, you could gain cosmetic bonuses. Titles, mounts, cool stuff, like wings or whatever. There we go. There we go. That kind of a thing. I say they're already implementing this kind of because that's what they're doing with the new PvP system in Legion, which I just like to say I'm hugely in favor of. No, I will not, Zoan. I don't have time today. It's a Monday. It's an early day for me.
Warm wishes to you.
You let the mist touch your skin. I hope you aren't any adverse side effects. This is most definitely magical in origin. Not even druidic. I suspect one of the stone trogs to the north. Go to Gorsik and point him in the direction. Hopefully also earn his favor.
Safe journey.
Yes, dual spec doesn't exist, and if you respec, you can just switch to your other artifact weapon. Nicholas, are the answers to your questions, respectively. What are the Nemi doing right now, Spirit of Memory? I'm sorry, I must have... I read it. I read the forums this morning, but I didn't read any... Hang on, I gotta see this now. What are the Nemi doing? Considering a lot of Nemi people just died horribly. Like, really, really horribly. It's okay. You'll probably never find their bodies. See you around, Zoan. Keep your feet on the ground! Sorry. Yeah, I know, weird, right, Norlix? It's probably because this was more of a shaman expansion. Ugh! In many ways. Ooh. Ah, gotcha, Spirit. Well, cool. I look forward to it. Hey! You stone trogs, and I am to trust you at your word? I have no love for Fairlock anyway. Suspicion is more than enough reason to lay waste to them. Wow, this guy would be great in the American legal system. We will see if your word is true. I have sent my brothers to assault the Verloc village from below. The Verloc will gather on their rocky ledges, as they always do, to avoid our ire. When they do, we shall make the earth itself shake them until they fall at our feet below, and that is where you prove your use. When they fall to the ground amongst my brothers, make sure they do not rise again. And this disgusting growth is truly brought on by the Verloc, then their supplies will be in the village. Bring them to me so I can verify your claims. In case you're missing it, we suspect that the nearby stone trogs are growing lots of fungal growth here. Like, more than usual. Fungal growth has always been an aspect of Deepholm. You can kind of see, like, that stuff right there. But it's very, very minor. Like, percentage-wise, it's probably less than 1% of the matter in Deepholm is fungal. We're not really sure. I mean, why exactly they're growing all this stuff? I mean, yeah, you know. But, oops, I'm in the wrong area, aren't I? Yeah, I need to be over here. But, I love the idea. I'm sorry, I just hate to rush it, but because the fact that they might do it, these crystal golems who already hate these guys. By the way, I like how rubies are the passionate ones. The fact that the trogs might be responsible for these problems is more than enough reason to just try and kill all of them. That's just... I don't even know what else to say about that, really. So let's just kill them all, because, you know, we're trying to earn his favor here. We are trying to save, like, 5 worlds here. So... in Warlords of Dran... Okay. The genocide that you were referring to, Maiden Madeira, does not happen in Warlords. However, something else happens in Warlords. Not as bad. Just bad. The leader of these. Their leader hides within this hole ahead. He is the one that brought the plague upon the Crimson Expanse. He must be killed! One of your Earthen Ring companions is already inside. Go speak with her if you want. I don't care about anyone or anything. I will create a monument to rubies. Alright, hands up. Favorite gemstone? Just off the top of your head. For me, violet sapphires. Deep blue. Deep blue violet sapphires. You can't get me to do that, Meter Madeira. We're not talking about warlords till we get there. Because, damn it, you keep baiting me on that.
Talk to me.
The stone trogs behind the growth in the Crimson Expanse. I sense a strange power in this place. Be careful. Ugh.
Let's
Bye-bye
finish
now.
with this, quickly. You've caused enough damage, Glop. The Earth welcomes you no longer!
Leave Glop alone! I must fight my mushroom!
After him, quickly!
Mushrooms grow big and strong. Too big to stomp on. So strong they stomp back.
Slippery little stone trog.
Why you must come here? My cave! My cave! Me never hurt your cave!
Oh, you kidding me?
Poor guy. We never... That's a good question. He never did come to our cave. Why did we go to his cave? Oh, that's right, because the people we're trying to ally with are willing to commit casual genocide on a whim. Great. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's an achievement for that, Meter Madeira. And I'm pretty sure I've gotten it, because I've gotten all of these. Russian Amethyst looks really nice. I like that one, too. Sorry for muting myself. There was someone mowing the grass outside. All of a sudden, I'm like, eh. Oops. Right, sorry. Just really not paying attention to the mushrooms right now. So yeah, as far as motivations, the best motivation we could think of here is that he likes mushrooms. That's really it. He wanted really big mushrooms in his cave. That was his goal in life. And now it will carry through for him in death. Death! Life is meaningless. It is in death we are truly tested. I have to admit I like this entire quest chain. One of the things that they imply here, but never state outright, is all these Stone Lords are implied to basically be just an, for lack of a better word, an aspect of a certain part of Therazane, the Stone Mother. I mention that because we've talked about the different hierarchies and politics of the different Elemental Lords. I find myself wondering if that's a thing that is unique
to the elements of Earth, or if that's the kind of thing that all the elementals have, that all elementals, all the elemental lords or all the elemental lieutenants and whatnot of the Firelands are all just aspects of Ragnaros' personality, if you follow. I mean, they're different people, but they're representative. You know what I mean? Not fully their own individual. I'm going to destroy you, Toby. Well done, Blood Elf. Gorsic shall hear of your deed. Therasane shall hear of your deed. You are quite vicious for one so small and so soft. Hey, my eyes are up here. No, we're in Deepholm, not Lorerun. Sorry. Well, since we do know for a fact that Ragnaros, that there must always be a Lich King, excuse me, there must always be a Fire Lord, that does make me kind of agree with your concept there, Netherseam. The idea that each elemental kind of slots into a role. I don't know. We'll see. I'm very curious who the next Fire Lord will be and how different it'll be. Maybe it'll be Ragnaros the Light Lord. I mean, that'd be kind of cool. I await your proof, Blood Elf. Oh, so your words prove true. You may have my gratitude, Blood Elf. So, it is time. The Stone Mother will speak with you. You will find her throne in northern Deepholm. So I've seen this place many, many, many times because of the dailies. But I have to say, I love Therazane's throne. It is absolutely gorgeous. Basically, imagine a throne of gems amongst other gems while surrounded by gems. You see that light going off it? Yeah, that light's coming out of there for a reason. Also, don't ask how the Deepholm is lit without a sun. Just don't. Don't ask. Don't ask it. Of course, Skywall was lit without a sun too, and that's just the error. So yeah, this is basically, her throne is practically a massive geode. Look at this. Look at this. This is incredible. Yes, octopus. Definitely. I don't know what to say about that. In fact, this is her literal throne right over here. Now, call me weird, but I actually do like her design. She's ugly as crap. That's not what I mean. I like her design. It's... I don't know. There's a real-life term for this, and I can't think of it. But I like her... the fact that she hovers. I like the fact that as she's walking, you get the impression that she's magnetically moving herself as chunks of crystal are literally ripped up around the ground as she's floating there. And she's got these, of course, the gemstones just coming out of her back, and the pseudo-crown of gems hovering over her head there. And the carved hair. It's cool looking. I like it. Alright. Yes, Venture Company would be like, if they ever saw this. The Stone Mother stares down at you through you, as if peering into your soul. My daughter Theradris sequestered herself deep within the crystal caverns of Terramok to grieve for her lost love, Zeatar. There, heartless, stoneless beings invaded and slaughtered her amidst her mourning. If I ever had a reason to trust a creature afflicted by the curse of flesh, it was stripped from me of that day. And yet in your arrogance you persist. One day you will outlive your usefulness. So you've come. Fleshlings just like you killed my daughter. My only daughter with no provocation. Not sated at stripping me of my family. More of you flocked to Deathwing to serve him in ravaging my home. You're quite arrogant to come here before me, asking my help. I'm tempted to crush you where you stand. Stay where you are, champion. I have not yet decided what to do with you or your earthen ring.
And so the champion arrives. So small, so soft. It's a wonder you even lasted this long down here, fleshling. Or perhaps a testament to your abilities. All of this for a piece of the world pillar? What exactly, Shaman, do you intend to do with it?
We came here to seal the rift Deathwing tore into Azeroth. We need the world pillar to repair the hole on this side.
And what then? Will you leave Deepholm to its denizens?
We'll leave. We've no desire to stay where we're not welcome.
I'm glad you're at least that perceptive. I propose this. We will march on the Twilight Cult and extinguish any utterings of Deathwing's name from this realm. Your earthen ring will march with us. You do this, and I will send Gorsic to the temple with our piece of the world pillar. Seal the rift and leave this place.
We'll be doing exactly that then. You have our thanks, Stun Mother.
Save your thanks. We march upon the Twilight Precipice as soon as our forces are gathered. I expect to see you on the battlefield.
Okay, then. Oops, I didn't mean to... Yeah. Ah, right. So, she gives us a quest to kill one of the other Stone Lords. Osric! You know, the guy in Stonecore. So this is kind of cute. One of my children's not with me. He stayed behind with the Twilight's hammer at the stone core deep within the Temple of the Earth. I sent my other children to free him from the dark magic that was surely keeping him from returning here, but no such magic was placed upon him. In other words, Osric just chose of his own free will to go and support the Twilight's hammer. Which is funny, because, well, we'll get to it. However, she then demands that you destroy him. Return him to the Earth. Here, I'll go ahead and mention why it's funny really quick. Because in Dragon Soul, there's this guy, Morchalk. He's with Deathwing. Well, I was going to say, Theradris should still be alive, but it is also possible, given how relatively recent she was killed, that would be 4 years ago in lore time, that she hasn't reconstituted yet. That, however, flies in the face of the fact that Ragnaros, who also died 4 years ago in lore, has already reconstituted, and he's a lot stronger than Theradris is, so... It could be she's literally just pissed off that someone killed her, whether she kept going or not. Excuse me.
What you want?
You done well, sister. The storm mother be listening to the pleas, and the word pillar's not far from our reach. Yeah, Geddon came back too, much weaker. Whoa! We must be rallying to earth and ring to fist for this fight. Will we be lacking in numbers, we make up for in strength. Go to the temple and gather the rest and shaman from the rear rooms.
Be seeing ya.
That's a good point. Gar came back too. Either way, I have no idea why Theradris is not still alive, even though everything says she should be. Clearly we'll see her in Legion, because she's just that important to the story of Legion, right? I have to admit, I'm kind of glad Therazane got a unique model, or a unique skeleton, I should say. Because Theradris was actually based off of an Abomination's skeleton. And it shows. I don't know, Meter Madeira. We were actually discussing that earlier, and is the answer.
Must not give up.
Okay, so I need to recruit people. But none of you are talking to me. Hey, you.
What brings you here?
Hey, guys. Guys, we need to... we need to go. We need to go kill the Twilight... Hey, guys. Seriously, we need to kill the Twilight Hammer. That is possible, Psychotic. Aha! There they are.
May the ancestors watch over you.
So there's Mylra joining us again,
You
along
got my
with
attention.
Dimblaze. We'll be seeing him a few more times in the future, too. There's Jalera.
Greetings, friend.
Excuse me, Jalara.
May your days be long and your hardships.
The Soul Cleanser. I like that title.
Kronakai Christor.
Let's see, I need one more Shaman. Or, if you're listening to Ragnaros, one more Shaman. That actually does make a lot of sense, Gnarlex and Psychotic. So, for those of you not watching chat, a theory has been postulated that maybe Theradris is actually in the Emerald Dream
Arcanon Poros.
instead of sent back to the elemental plane.
How?
You've done what I had thought not possible. Quite impressive, Paladin. Sadly, I must stay and hold the rift, but we've already got 2 of the pieces. Go now to Therazane and join the battle as promised. You'll find her at Halcyon Egress. When our part of the bargain is fulfilled, bring the last piece of the World Pillar here as quickly as possible.
We shall meet again.
The American dream. No comment. One of these days, they'll allow us to use this. The Zhu Chen, Spirit of Memory. Also, technically, the Sha Durn, who have already been allying together, so... Not that you should know that. Totem Arm, man. So as you can see, the Elemental Lords, the Stone Drakes, the Elementals, are all assaulting the Twilight. I gotta be honest, the Twilight are completely screwed. They've got the elemental forces of Earth, and the Earthen Ring, and us fighting them. Isn't what, Fireland? What are you talking about, Psychotic? So you arrive, Fleshling, as promised. Deathwing's taint shall be wiped from Deepholm, and his Twilight cultists with it. My forces have already begun the assault. Join them. Spill the blood of these cultists on the ground, that I might feel how they suffer. There are 2 leaders amongst the Twilight that need to be killed. One is a human named Boldrich, small as you are, but dangerous as you are. The other is a priestess by the name of Lorthuna. She is wily, hard to corner. Strike swiftly and do not let her escape, or I promise you, you'll regret it later. Yes, this is Fireland's transmog right here. Because I thought I'd vary it up since we were higher level, so we could do that. Tereth wants you to make your way into the far end of the precipice to fight Zoltric and Drakebane. He's on his way there as well, but he thinks Zoltric will likely take to the sky. Quite an impression you have made, little one. Have you ever mused that none of this would have happened if I had just stepped on you in our first meeting? Fate is a strange thing. That's a good point. He could have just stepped on us. I don't think he would have succeeded, but he could have. Would have hurt. I mean, I don't think he would have succeeded at killing us, is what I was trying to say. He probably would have succeeded at stepping on us. I've actually noticed that trend myself, Nothrazim, which goes back to that whole old god chaos corruption allowing free will thing. In other words, we are more willing to do than other beings who are stronger than us. Someone who is applying all their power and has a power level of 10 is going to be accomplishing more than someone who has a power level of 100 and is applying 9% of their power, if you follow. Yes, Schmeidhoff. Yes. Excuse me. Deepholm shall collapse on you. Yeah, sure, whatever.
There's
You do
finally
realize
gathered
I'm
some
not that easy,
challenges,
hun.
has she?
Perhaps Deathwing has already risen.
Your world is doomed. Oh.
Wow. In case you missed that in that, her first thing says, you do realize there's no hope, don't you? Deathwing's already risen. Your world is doomed. And the second thing she said is, I'm not that easy, hon. Maybe another time. Alright. I'm ready, Tereth. Do you have your Dolomite golems ready to go? Let's do this.
Huh. You handle yourself on the ground? How about in the sky?
Uh-oh.
The stone dragons are here, Fleshling. Take wing.
Yes! Bring it.
You need to be more swift than that.
Hang on. Okay, I've never seen this bug before. This is an interesting bug we have here. I'm not sure how to fix this bug. Let me try... that? No. Let's try... no. I'm not on a vehicle, so I can't get off a vehicle. I have no buff to cancel. And I can't... wait, maybe I could... no, I can't get rid of my pet. So, never seen this one bug.
Me think I've had my feel of you, man.
Oh, hey, we made it. Yay! We got him. Holy crap. That's true, Nethrazim. Gul'dan is arguably way stronger than most of the player characters. And yet, he was just like, ugh. Yeah, that is true. What is that? By the way, the name of the quest to kill them all is called Therazane's Mercy.
Deathwing will have his way with your stone mother.
Ew, first of all. Second of all, ew. Oh yeah, sorry. It is good you are here. I find my size to be inhibiting when it comes to dragon riding, strangely. Just a few more quests. Yeah, I'd love to keep going, but it's a Monday. Sorry, guys. Their blood on the earth is a sweet thing. I shall cherish every moment, slowly extinguishing the stragglers from my realm. You let Lorthuna escaped! I warned you of this. Still, their forces are scattered and their resources cut off. There's little they can do to me or my allies. You have done all that I've asked you, Blood Elf. I shall honor my word. Gorsic will meet you at the temple with our piece of the world pillar.
Finish your ritual and bind the rift. After you've done, tell the earthen ring to leave this place! You, however, you can stay for a time if you want. You've earned at least that. Yes, that's right. The only person she allows to remain in Deepholm is us. No, I am not Jango Fett. I am tomorrow, however. Which will be our last zone for, whatcha-fig. Cataclysm. Then we're going to do a little bit of wrap-up with some dungeons and some raids.
Well met.
Gorsic has arrived. All the pieces of the World Pillar are here, thanks to you. What you've done for us is immeasurable. These final moments will be most critical. I hesitate to ask more of you, but I'd like you to stay and stay with us and see this through. The Twilight's hammer was devastated by your attacks, but not destroyed. It's no stretch to assume they'll try to stop us from completing the ritual. Wait a minute, the Twilight cultists are here! Oh my god!
Winds be at your back.
I'm very shocked by this. Of course I do, Psychotic. Let me double check that I actually have that. Wow. Yeah, the only ones I don't have are here, Kitty Kitty, because we need 4 players to do it. That's why I don't have it. And Hex Mix, which is just pure RNG, and I've never bothered. Oh man, look at this invasion force of the Twilights. Whew, look at them all. There we go. Yep. There we go. Let's just kill all those guys there. The Twilight forces continue to stream in, but it looks like the defenders can handle them. A noise in the main chamber draws your attention. You hear a familiar laugh. Lorthuna! She's returned! You must stop her!
Your tale ends here, shaman.
Stop her! We can still complete the binding!
You got anything else? I mean, you know. That's a cool ability.
Deathwing shall bring destruction upon your entire order. And this day, I shall be his blade!
Mahat, slaughter these rabble. I will deal with the fool priestess. You should have taken the hint when we destroyed your precipice, cultist.
So, Lorthuna decided to turn into an earth elemental just in time for Therazane to show up and kill her. I mean, that was probably not the best tactical decision she could have ever had.
Thank the elements. It is done. We are finished.
At which point in time, Spirit of Memory?
With the pillar restored, this realm is safe. We must now attend to the wound.
On the surface.
Hey there.
Morut said when all this started he would gladly give his life to see our task done. He'd be proud of this success, of this death. The rift be closed on this side. Deepholm should calm down a bit. I'll be taking time for Troll to mend the wound. There's other shamans too. The wound on Azeroth, and we'll be needing to remain till he finishes. Thank you for all you've done. I don't think we could accomplish so much without you.
Thank you, Stone Mother. It was an honor to have...
You've proven true to your word, Earthmender. For that, we will spare you our wrath. Once your wounded are gathered, you can thank me by leaving.
I don't think she likes them. What do you guys think? She has a quest for us. Another quest. I am returning to my throne. I've no desire to see any more of these earthen ring, but you may remain welcome here. If you wish to help rebuild our realm, perhaps we can help you in turn. All things in time. And then, of course, she starts a daily hub of quests and yada yada yada. The reputation of Therazane, right there. So, I gotta remember where it is. Hang on. Unless it's not even here in this particular phase, which would be funny. Yeah, I love that. Thank you. Well, honored to be with... And she's like, shut up and go away. Or I will kill you. Looks like the portals are actually gone. Let's see if taking this quest will advance us into a new phase. Nope. Well, fortunately, we have this thing called a Hearthstone. You ever heard of that, Therazane? It's a ridiculously rare artifact that actually exists in lore. We've only ever seen 2 ever in lore. They are apparently incredibly difficult to craft, and most people don't even know how to do it. And you have to bind them to something very, very specific. Anyways, that is the end of Deepholm. Like I said, we're cutting it off a little bit early today, because it's a Monday. Tomorrow, we might actually be finishing Kata tomorrow, but one way or another, we are definitely doing the Twilight Highlands tomorrow. So, see you guys then.